You love us, you love Amazon. Well, here's a great way to shop at Amazon while supporting Earwolf too. Instead of going directly to them, go to earwolf.com/Amazon. That'll take you to the same Amazon you know and love, and all the prices will be the great Amazon.com prices you know and love, but we'll get a sweet, delicious, and nutritious kickback. Yes, you have arrived at a place that welcomes you. Why is this place so welcoming? Because you are a wondrous, special creature on this earth. A human being. As precious as a snowflake, and 3 times less melty. Great start. Hi, guys. Hey, you know what? I feel like I could be more casual when I talk to you. Hi, guys. What's up? What are you all about? Will you sum yourself up for me? Like just a thumbnail sketch of who you are and why do you do what you do? You intrigue me. Do you wear a hat? Would you? Would you? Would you wear a hat? David Mamet wrote this monologue. And I am reading it exactly as I was instructed to read it. Taking pauses and no dashes. You see, it's like, I gotta tell you, when the theater still around. I think I've talked about that before. And I know I have talked about how much I would like to bring it back to ancient Greek days where everybody's wearing masks so you know how they feel. How dumb were the ancient Greeks? Like they didn't trust the actors to make faces convincingly? How did acting get off the ground? No, I was smiling. It didn't read like a smile to me. Why don't you put on this hideous mask? So I get it in the back row. You know that everyone on Earth is coming to this play. Like it's ancient times, and there's 100 people in the world. So, thank you for coming in. We will let you know. That's right. That's how auditions were back then. Guys. Welcome to SPONTANEANATION. I'm Paul F. Tompkins. I'm the host of it. The thing I said before. What is this show? I didn't bother listening to the first few episodes. I wanted to jump in. I figured they would... This is you talking, by the way. I figured they would stink. I figured around 4 or 5, they'd probably hit a rhythm. Then I'd listen to it, severely judging it, moment by moment. Writing a real takedown piece for the New Yorker. What? I don't know. I want to make it as long as that one Scientology article was that time. Sometimes I feel like I'm still reading that thing. That was a big chunk of my life reading that article. And then people are like, "Did you read the book, the Going Clear book?" I'm like, "Is it longer than that article? I don't know if I have it in me." My daughter's in college now. What? Guys, I don't have kids. Can you imagine if I did? Let's all imagine that right now. And let's see if you achieve the same level of anxiety that I do. When I imagine me as a father, freaking out about money. Money. Where's the money gonna come from? Books, braces, scrunchies. I had a girl. Yeah. All she does is go through scrunchies like they're water. I don't know how does one young girl go through so many scrunchies, and why have they become so expensive? That's why I vote Libertarian, because I don't want to vote for anyone who's in the pocket of big scrunchie. Is the whole show like this? No, it's not. I swear to God. Please keep listening. We're so close to something different happening that you'll like better than this. Why am I apologizing? I'm proud of what I do. This nonsense. I just walked in here with not a thought in my brain. I'm pretty dumb, guys. And I said, "Oh, mighty Thespis, please guide me today." And guess what? He did. Or she? I don't know. Well, I think actually the Greek gods, I think it was like it was very much delineated. They were men or women. They were having sex with people on Earth. Again, ancient Greeks. I tried to say Greece and Greek at the same time. And it turns out to be Greeks. Very convenient. Quite a useful portmanteau, wouldn't you agree? Anyway, those guys had problems, is my point. They were screwed up. And I don't know what they got out of the stories about gods having sex with people, tricking people. Why were gods constantly tricking people? Old Testament, not much better. A lot of tests. Whew. And now I feel like New Testament, we're still in the testing phase, right? Now it's all about how you're going to get into heaven without falling in all the speed traps set up along the way. It is entrapment if you think about it. The earth, like all the stuff that is put in front of you just to see if you'll resist it. Guess what? You won't. Welcome to hell. Hey guys, that got pretty heavy there for a second. I'm a very smart person. I've had some college. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spontaneanation. This is a show that completely happens in the moment. Nothing is planned. I don't know what's going to happen except that I am going to talk to somebody very special right now. Ladies and gentlemen, perfect amount of fanfare. My guest today is a tremendous actress who is currently on the HBO series Togetherness. Please say hello in your homes, cars, at the gym, wherever you are. Say hello out loud. I want you to out loud say hello to Melanie Lynskey. Hello, Melanie Lynskey.
Hi.
How are you? Are you regretting agreeing to do this?
No, I got really swept up in what you were doing, and I was crying with laughter, and I forgot I was supposed to do anything. I thought I was watching a show, and then you started introducing someone, and I was like, oh, maybe he's introducing Janet. I got really into it. Anyway,
Janet's time is yet to come. Now the spotlight is on you, such as it is.
Okay.
We start with a question that is submitted from our previous guest, and they do not know who the next guest is going to be. Although I feel like in this instance, the knowledge may be there. You may know who the previous guest was.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the question will give it away. Huh. What was the first time you experienced the emotion, quote, humiliation, end quote? I'm glad I did not get that question.
Thanks, previous guest. Why would the previous guest do that to me?
I don't know. Sometimes previous guests are jerks.
This previous guest is a real jerk for that question. Oh, gosh. Should I answer it now?
You know what? Why don't you go home and think about it? Talk it over with your pastor.
My pastor's just outside. I can bring him in.
You always bring your pastor everywhere you go.
Always, yeah.
Now, has it always been that way? Or is this a recent development?
No, I've always had my pastor with me. He came from New Zealand years ago.
How many people are in New Zealand?
I think there's about 4 million people in New Zealand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Over the whole... It's a huge country.
Yes.
It's big.
It's pretty big. Well, it's like the size of California. That's pretty big, I guess.
That's pretty big.
For
a state, it's pretty big.
Yeah.
It's no Texas.
No, it's no Texas.
But if New Zealand were altered in some way, if you could alter the shape of it, would it fit inside California?
Probably.
Right
I'm
now,
going to say yes.
Right now it's kind of a lumpy circle country shape, right?
It's long.
It's long? Is it long?
Yeah, it's 2 long islands.
Do I maybe think of Australia
I
and
think
New
you're
Zealand as
thinking of-
looking identical?
I think that's what you're thinking, yeah.
And they're
Australia's a lumpy circle, for sure.
Australia's a lumpy circle.
Yeah. New Zealand is quite elegant,
It's too
I will say.
It's an elegant shape.
Yeah.
It's 2 islands, you say.
Yeah. It's it's called the North Island and the South Island. We got really creative.
So does it look like, are they side by side? Are they, if let's say I'm in space. Let's say I'm in space. and
If
I'm
you
looking
were
at
in
it.
space and you were looking down, they look like they just come one after the other. I don't know how to explain it. They're not side by side. They're
So it's
up
like a
and down.
dash.
Yeah.
Oh no, up and down?
There's like an ocean in between the two. There's like one long
A
island.
whole ocean?
A whole ocean. Well, there's like some sea or whatever.
Part
I don't
of
know how
the ocean.
Part of the ocean. I'm not a very good explainer of geography.
No. I don't
have
understand
some
things.
college as well.
Did you drop
Yeah.
out of college?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
How long did you last?
I went for a year, and then I took a year off, and then I went back for 6 months. And then I was like, you know what? I was working though, so
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're supporting yourself.
Yeah.
You didn't what you had learned, you didn't learn from any college. You learned it in life.
apparently not. Yeah. Very little that I know is.
Was that 6 months hard that when you came back after taking a year off?
It was hard, yeah.
But you
It
gave
was
it 6
hard.
months to see. But did you kind of know right away, I'm done with this?
I kind of did. I mean, I wanted to go to college and I wanted to learn things I wish that I had, and then I could explain what New Zealand looks like from space. But
Do you think that would be covered by a college curriculum?
I was taking the second half of the year. There was a course like how to explain what New Zealand looks like from space, and I just didn't get to do it.
I dropped out too, and I guess that's why I wouldn't know. But you
Yeah.
stayed
How much
longer than I
college
did.
did you do?
I did a semester of college.
Oh,
But it was the same thing. I was already working. Well, I was already pursuing stand-up comedy,
yeah.
and so I didn't need. There was nothing for me at college
Yeah.
when I knew this was the thing I was going to do. But it's. Did you study theater, drama at school?
I studied English and I studied classical studies, like ancient Greek stuff.
Well, really? Well, first of all, you speak English very well.
Thank you so much.
So that was worth
Thank
it.
you. Yeah. Yeah, it was helpful. And I was going to do some film classes, but it was, I mean, I love reading. I love talking about how I feel about things. I loved it. I wanted to do it, but it's a similar kind of thing. Like, I was like, well, this is what I'm going to be doing in 3 years.
Yeah.
This, you know,
So why do I need to go to this dumb place?
well,
Speaking, I know you don't want to speak ill of your old, almost alma mater.
yeah, almost.
What college was it?
It was called Victoria University. It was in Wellington.
It's still there, I
It's
presume?
still there, yeah. Two of my siblings are there right now.
Have you ever thought of going back to school or taking courses?
Yeah, because sometimes I feel like a dummy.
What are those moments?
feel
And
uneducated.
a follow-up question. What was
Yeah.
the first time you experienced the emotion of humiliation?
Oh, right. No, that question too. Just sometimes I wish I had like an actual education. Also in New Zealand, after the age of 15, if you don't enjoy like maths and science, you don't have to do it anymore. So
After 15!
yeah, after your third year of high school, they're like, "Do you like that?" And I was one of the people who was like, "I really don't." So my last 2 years of high school, I was just doing painting and photography and classical studies.
Is there an actual meeting where they ask you,
You just
do you
can
want to
decide.
get rid of this? Okay.
You can just decide the next year you don't have to do it anymore.
But you're not ushered into a room where somebody says, "Do you like this stuff?"
No, no, there's no meeting. But so sometimes I feel like there are gaps in my knowledge.
Like what though? What do you feel like you're missing
know.
out on?
Basic arithmetic and
Basic arithmetic.
an understanding of how the world works scientifically.
In New
yeah.
Zealand, do they start with the trigonometry and then you
Yeah.
lead up to basic
You go up
arithmetic?
to the basics. Yeah. Yeah. Very complicated stuff I'm great at, but no. Okay.
Real
And
quick, 2
that's-
plus 2.
Oh,
We'll come
I
back
know
to it. We'll
this
come back to
one.
it.
1, 2.
Let me ask you, when was the first time you experienced the emotion of humiliation?
Well, the first major one that I can remember, I must have felt it before because I spent a lot of my childhood feeling humiliated.
I would say, if I may take liberty with the question, I think it is implied that you can remember.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. The first major one, I was always the new kid in schools. My parents moved around a lot.
Why?
So I was,
Why did they move around so much?
well, my dad was a student. They were very young when they had me and my brother. And
He was a student when he became a dad?
Yeah.
Was your mother a student as well?
No.
Moving on.
She was not. She was very young. She's kind of a wild person. My parents it was an interesting childhood, and it was very unstable.
This is some real top of the lake stuff.
Yeah, seriously. So we moved around a lot. My dad was studying and going to different colleges, and
He's a traveling
doctor.
student,
He's
yeah.
a doctor.
Sure. He's a doctor now.
Yes, he's a doctor now.
Why
he
do you have
became
to-
a doctor.
Why do you have to travel so much?
You go to different hospitals and you learn different things, and you're a resident in one place, and then you go and do a year in another place. And
Is it because there's so few people in New Zealand that there's just not enough sick people in any
not
given
enough
hospital?
bodies? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
guess
there's a guy with a
just
fever down in Auckland.
yeah, I got to go attend to him. Whew, that's going to be a trip. Anyway, so I was always a new kid at school, and I could never fit in, and it was always embarrassing and weird, and I was just by myself at lunchtime, and the teachers were nice to me, and I remember one time I went to the staff room because my teacher had been so nice. I was like 5, and I saw her go up there to like eat her lunch, and so I went and knocked on the door because I thought maybe I could hang out with her, and she was like, kids can't be here, it's for teachers. So I was just always sitting by myself at lunchtime. I was always so like embarrassed. But this one time, there's this Australian song called "Me Kangaroo Down."
Sure,
Sport.
absolutely. We know it from Helen Reddy.
Oh.
Helen Reddy did a cover of Timey
She sang
Kangaroo Down.
"Me Kangaroo Down."
She did,
Sport.
yeah.
Well, I thought that it was a kangaroo whose name was Timey. I don't know why I thought that, but I thought his name was Timey Kangaroo,
Sure.
and his last name was Downsport. That was my absolute belief for some reason. And I was...
So he was just saying his name. So wait, he was
I thought the kangaroo was singing the song.
You thought his name was Timey Downsport, right? And he was a kangaroo. So he's declaring to people, Timey, that's me. I'm a kangaroo. My surname is Downsport.
For whatever reason, that's what I thought.
So
I thought his name was Timey Downsport, and he was a kangaroo. Anyway, so some children were singing that song. So we had been singing it in school, and I thought, oh, here's my opportunity
Oh,
to try to like get in with the cool kids, you know. And so I was like, what kind of a name is Timey? Like, what a weird name, right, guys? And they were all like, what? And I was like, this kangaroo's name. I'm so embarrassed even remembering it.
no.
And I could feel like them all just looking at me like I was the biggest idiot. And it suddenly occurred to me, I was like, that's not what's happening in this song.
It's a
He's
directive.
Not saying, yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like, the song is about a guy who's asking someone to tie his kangaroo down. And I was like, the song suddenly was a whole new thing to me. But it also was really embarrassing. And then they always made fun of how I thought that was the kangaroo's name.
Did they? I almost don't want to ask this, but I'm so curious. Did they call you Timey after that?
No.
Oh,
they
thank
weren't.
God for
No,
that.
they
Thank God for that.
No, they didn't do that.
That is the worst when you get saddled with
Yeah.
a mean nickname
Yeah, I
that
never
won't
really
go away.
had a mean nickname, which I'm grateful for.
But the teachers were nice.
Yeah, the teachers were nice, but I wasn't allowed to eat lunch with them. I had to go eat lunch by myself. Finally, when I was 7, I got a friend, but she would only be my friend on the weekends. At school, she pretended she didn't know me because I was such a nerd.
What a little
So she was like, when we pass each other in the corridors, I'm not going to make eye contact. I don't know you. But on the weekends, we're totally cool.
What was her name?
Tours. She's one of my best friends.
No, really?
Yes, we're very dear friends.
Did she ever apologize for her terrible, what's the conditional friendship?
She was, she wanted to be accepted. It's not it didn't make her look good. I understood, you know. At a certain point, she was like, I'm going to start saying hello to you at school.
Like when you were 14?
I had a rough time. Yeah. Oh, tours.
When did it get easier for you? Was there a turning point?
When Tours agreed to speak
When Tours
to me.
agreed to publicly be your friend.
Yeah.
Right.
That was honestly when it got easier.
Was she popular?
Yeah. She was always popular, yeah. And then she was like, okay, you can come over, like one day you can come over and eat lunch near us, and then I'll be like, you can eat lunch with us if you want. And I was like,
lunch near us?
Yeah, and then, so I gradually, and it got a little easier. Yeah.
It's like that you, like you were being introduced into a pack of wild animals. That it's like you have to just like go in increments, just get closer and closer.
Yeah.
So they get used to the idea of you in their world. When you were allowed to eat lunch near them, was it just like at the next table from them, or was it farther away?
Yeah, there were like little benches, so I was allowed to go on a bench nearby, and then eventually Tours was like, oh, hey, do you want to sit over here? And I was like, yes, please.
And did she let you know, hey, tomorrow's the day I'm going to invite you over?
We talked about it over the weekend.
Of course. Of course over the weekend.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk about it at school.
But she's still your friend today.
She's still a dear friend of mine, yeah.
When's the last time you talked to her?
Oh, gosh. We talked on Facebook kind of a little while ago. But I saw her about a year and a half ago. She lives in Paris now.
Oh, must be nice. Or should I say, ooh la la. Well, I think you should extract an apology from her. That's just, you do what you want. It's your life. But I feel as if she should at least acknowledge that she could have handled that whole thing better.
She was 7.
I don't, look, ignorance of the law is no excuse for breaking it. Does that apply here? I don't think so. Melanie, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
It's just that simple. Togetherness on HBO. I want to say, if you have not seen this show, the acting on the show is so terrific, and it's an amazing cast. And if you have not watched it yet, check it out. You can see it on HBO Go, and HBO reruns it and stuff like that. And I'm looking forward to a season 2.
I'm so excited.
It is April 20th now. Where are you in the season?
3 weeks into shooting.
Okay.
I guess, yeah.
Fantastic.
Season 2. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes. Very exciting.
What fate will befall the Together gang in season 2? We'll find out together on premium cable. Thank you to Melanie Lynskey. You are on Twitter at Melanie Lynskey.
Yes.
And Melanie Lynskey has the distinction, the honor, if I may say so, of being the only tweet I've ever favorited on Twitter.
I know. Somebody pointed that out the other day.
It was me, I think.
No, somebody tweeted at us and said, "Oh, I'm so proud, that you're the only." And I didn't know that, but why is that the case?
Nothing else has beat it. Nothing else has beat it. It's still go to my Twitter and check it out. Check out my faves. You'll see there's just one. It's from Melanie Lynskey, and then you tell me if it can be topped, because that was years ago too.
So many years ago.
So many years ago.
It's so funny. It really made me laugh.
I'm waiting to add another fave. It just hasn't happened yet. Nothing's beat it. Melanie Lynskey, thank you.
Thank you.
Now get out.
Okay.
We will be back after this break and an ad, which I hope you'll listen to and not fast forward through. Come on, guys. We're trying to do a business here. Hi, everybody. It's me down here. That's right. You can barely see me. My name's Ty Kuhns, the tiny tycoon. I live just under everybody's feet, and I run a gigantic business that I'm real disappointed I can't use. Our sponsor today, Xero. That's Xero. Xero is a beautiful accounting software built to help small businesses be more productive and successful. My business is small only in the literal sense, but it's a gigantic global corporation that nobody can see because it's down on the ground and it's tiny. Xero is easy to use. You can send invoices, online quotes to your customers, pay your employees, manage your cash flow, expenses, and even your inventory with Xero. No, I wish I could do that. I miss the days before my tiny company became a global corporation that manufactures napalm. Zero's on the cloud, so you can access and manage all of your business accounting on the go. I can't go too many places because I might get stepped on. Zero does what desktop software does and more. Plus, you can use it anywhere at any time from your mobile device. Well, that's the one thing we don't have down here. Teeny tiny little phones. Wouldn't that be great? Instead, we gotta share one big cell phone and jump on the buttons like that scene from Big. Let's say you're working and traveling. With Zero, you can send invoices easily on the go and clients can pay online instantly. Sign up for a 30-day trial at zero.com/podcasts. That's xero.com/podcasts. If I had to type all that out on a phone, I'd have to get the whole team together and our shoes would get worn through with all that jumping. Remember, Xero, Xero, is beautiful accounting software built to help small businesses be more productive and successful. Sign up for a 30-day trial today at zero.com/podcast and watch where you walk. Or I'll napalm you. Hey guys, turns out all that music we did not have the rights to. So, new deal. We are going to be listening to the dulcet tones of Chopsticks and whatever that song is called, where you roll your fist over the keyboard. I don't know if anyone knows if that has a name. Please write to us at SpontaneANation on Twitter. Look up how it's spelled on your phone. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back from the break. What a treat it was to speak with Melanie Lynskey about her childhood humiliations. I could do a whole podcast on that. Just humiliating child stories. I would like to humiliate children for a podcast. I'm a bad person. Folks, I would like to welcome my improvisatory guests for this episode. Sitting right next to me, returning to SpontaneANation, is the host of the JV Club podcast herself, Janet Varney. Janet, hello.
I thank you for having me, and I thought you were going to say returning champion, like maybe I had won.
No one's won yet. No one's won yet. Isn't that weird?
Okay, 2 goals: win this and get you to favorite a tweet.
There we go.
I can do this.
We'll see.
I can do this.
I like your moxie.
Thank you.
I like that you're going for it.
Thank you. I've never sounded less moxie-less. Thank you.
I've never sounded less moxie-less.
Thank you.
What about Moxie Fruvis? Remember them?
Moxie Fruvis?
Yeah.
Not at all.
Oh, they were a Canadian band, a joke band. Then the one guy became a talk show host, and then he became a monster.
Wow.
Way to bring it down, Paul.
Sounds awesome.
Let's move on. I refuse to say his name. Next up, a new guest of the podcast. I'm very excited to have her here. We first, I think, started corresponding via Instagram.
Yeah,
I think commenting on each other's pictures.
That's the new way of meeting.
And I've always been a fan. You've seen her on Drunk History and, of course, the wonderful HBO series Enlightened. Say hello to Sarah Burns.
Hello, I'm Sarah Burns.
You can also say hello to yourself.
Oh,
that's
hey, Sarah.
allowed.
Yeah, well, I'm an only child and a Gemini, and so I tend to spend a lot of time by myself, talking to myself.
That's my girl.
Yeah, I feel good about it myself.
Is astrology a big part of your life?
It really is.
Is it really?
It really is. Every time I meet someone, I'm like, oh, and they talk about their partner, I'm like, oh, well, what's her sign? Or I'm so fascinated by it, and not a lot of people are. I don't think they give it the same amount of credence that I do.
But you surely know people who do give it the same amount of credence, and then you're like, great, let's talk about this stuff.
What about that Scorpio that's like mad dogging us from across the room? Well, that's because Scorpios carry all their energy in their pants. I mean, that kind of,
yeah.
Do you try to guess what people's signs are from the way their behavior?
Well, no, but that's a new thing. That's my goal for this podcast.
There we go.
Guess everyone's sign and to be the champion.
I tell you what,
Oh, boy.
we will check back with you at the end. I'm going to make a note of it.
Okay.
From observing everyone.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
See if you can guess everyone's sign.
Just so you know, I'm not. Yeah. Okay.
And also,
Were
we're
you
not.
gonna say-
We're going to
I
be
just
playing
didn't-
other people, so you might be like, your character was
Oh, this sounds real.
You can fold that in if you like.
Yeah, I
but
can
it's
fold
not
it
a
in.
requirement.
as long as you lock
Guess,
down.
Signs. All right. This may become a recurring feature, by
This
the way. Guess the
very well
sign?
should have a
Yeah.
TM at the bottom of it.
Absolutely.
And someone needs to make a bazillion.
Sarah, shut up.
Sorry.
Marc Evan Jackson is here.
Hello.
You're not supposed to begin an introduction with the name, but I just did it because I break the rules.
As well you should. Hello.
Marc Evan Jackson, thank you for returning.
Hey, man, thanks.
You always got stuff going on. People know you from things.
Sure.
And now here you are.
How about that?
How have you been since the last time I saw you?
I've been well, thank you. Things are good. We're recording this during pilot season, which is an arduous time in Hollywood.
It's true.
Running
It's
around
true.
town and doing things, but things are good.
Looks like everybody was free, though.
Super duper free.
Some of us give any excuse to not go out for pilots, including this.
It's kind of horrible because it's like your first childhood humiliation played out again and again and again.
2 or 3 times a day.
Yeah, where you're going into a room and saying, I hope that you will like me. And then they don't tell you if they like you or not. You find out later through an icy silence. They did not like you.
It's
putting
made
a pin
worse.
in it.
Right. It's made worse, I think, when you're in there. You get fooled into thinking you want something that you don't really want. Like I've auditioned for a few things, a couple things that have been great, but many things that you're like, I don't really want to be on this show.
Yes.
Like I don't really like this writing. I've been very fortunate and very spoiled by things like Parks and Recreation and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, shows that I would watch, shows that I did watch before being able to be a part of them. And some of these things, especially a 4-camera sitcom that on page 1 of their pilot script, like when they're putting it out there and showing you their goods, you're like, is that seriously the joke they're opening with?
Yeah.
And it just happens time and time again. I mean, it's just, just this side of that's what she said or that's going to leave a mark.
Hey, not everything can be entourage.
It is like wanting the mean kids to like you at school.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like you don't like them, but
And then they like you, and you sit at lunch with them, and you realize they don't like them, so you sit and you cry until one of the
yeah.
lunch aides
Yeah,
takes
you
you to
do.
the other room.
I almost feel like we're talking about this too much.
Yeah, well,
Anyway, it's
brought it-
nice to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for dragging the specter of pilot season into the proceedings.
Pilot season's long over by the time this airs.
That's true.
On 420.
420, dudes. Oh my God. I forgot to wish everybody happy 420.
because you're so hush.
Seriously.
We got a water spill is all. That's all.
420. 420.
Yeah.
That was a great spill.
Spontaneanation, you never know.
You never know what's going to happen.
You
Someone
never
might
know
knock
who's
over
gonna
a glass.
spill the.
Have we started?
Anyway, happy 420, which of course we know is Hitler's birthday. Don't get him anything, guys. Don't get him anything.
He's an Aries.
I don't think he deserves.
Just on the
Typical
cusp.
classic
Typical Aries.
genocidist Aries.
Okay,
You know, all that
okay,
fire.
y'all.
Sorry.
Okay, y'all. The way this works is we have secured a suggestion of a location from our guest Melanie Lynskey, and then my friends and I here are going to begin a narrative improv. It's going to be one long story based on that location, beginning in that location, set in that location. I'm going to say it 4 more different ways. Involving that location, concerning that location, in regards to that location, germane to that location. Okay, done. Now I don't have to wash my hands 50 times. And during the proceedings, you will hear sound effects. If we want to cut to another scene, just make a lateral move in time, you'll hear this. If we want to flash back, someone in the scene is having a memory, you'll hear this. And then if we want to return to the present day, or if we're in the present day and go into the future, you will hear this. Please tell me you understand. Every time. And now we will begin. Our location, supplied by Melanie Lynskey, is, it's very specific, Savannah, Georgia. So we take you now to somewhere in the United States called Savannah, Georgia. Well, what a day it is here in Savannah, Georgia.
Just a lovely, lovely day here.
How do you do, sir?
Hello.
I didn't see you standing there.
I didn't realize you were there. I was about to comment on what a lovely day it was here in Savannah, Georgia.
It is a lovely day.
Now,
we did not see each other.
No, our backs were facing one another.
So we've established we are indeed alive and not ghosts. Is that fair to say?
Is that what you believe?
Well, I'm saying if the reason we did not see one another is that our backs were turned to each other, it stands to reason now that we are seeing one another, we are probably alive and in corporeal bodies.
Agreed.
Well, we have reached détente, sir. I thank you for your time, but now I must go about my business, which I don't know if you could see what I was doing before you approached.
I could not. My back was turned as I have previously established.
Well,
Oh my God, I'm sorry I didn't see you two gentlemen
Now,
here.
where the
My
hell-
back was
Now,
turned to you two gentlemen this whole time.
were you behind my back? Because I could not see you.
I was standing right behind your back and I did not see you.
Well, were you attracted by the sounds of my working on this here contraption?
I did. I said, now, I hear something behind my back. Some sort of contraption is being worked on, but I can't see anyone here, so.
You heard the telltale sign of contraption work.
I knew it. My father was in contraption.
You don't say. Perhaps we know one another.
You know Daddy?
What's his name?
His name is Theodore J. Thompson.
Theodore Day Tompkins. What was it again?
Theodore J. Thompson.
Tom's Jacks? Am I hearing you correctly, ma'am?
Yes, we're the Savannah Thompson.
Oh, yes, of course.
You know us. You know.
Well, what happened to you, madam? Are you quite all right? Have you gotten the vapors?
I must have gotten the vapors.
Well, here, take my handkerchief. And, of
thank
course,
you.
I know the Tom's Jacks are well known in contraptionary circles.
Oh, yes. Well, Daddy led the industry in contraptions until his accident.
Oh, yes. You know, I saw his copper bust in the Museum of Contraptions.
It's lovely, isn't it?
It is lovely. And to be so enshrined before one's time of demise
I know.
is an honor afforded very few contraptionaires.
No contraptionaires, isn't it?
Now then, I do apologize for disturbing you with my loud contraption work. Perhaps you're curious as to what my contraption is to be.
Well, yes.
Thank you for first nodding and then giving me a verbal confirmation.
Now, this is to suggest that your contraption is not yet complete.
It is not, sir.
Well,
it is not.
One can only wonder how large it will be when it is.
Oh, it will be quite a great deal larger than what you see before you today, sir. For I do intend here in Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah, Georgia.
To build,
Georgia. Here we are again, Spain, Georgia.
to
None of us ghosts.
as a living person in Savannah, Georgia.
Made of a body?
My soul occupies a flesh prison. My goal is to build a contraption very large enough to carry me into the airless void of outer space, that I might see what Savannah, Georgia looks like from its inky depths.
Have you taken the class at the local university?
I took some... What? Are you quite all right, madam? You seem to be stricken by some unknown malady. You begin a sentence and then you get to the end and then you sort of have a little freak out that I can't explain.
I think it's just so hot here in Savannah, Georgia that I don't know myself.
Oh, it is a mite
Georgia.
close here in
It is.
Savannah, Georgia.
It is.
What the fuck was I saying?
You were saying how you're building a contraption.
Yes,
you
designed to take you
and
off
your
corporeal
mortal
body.
coil can go up into space.
I, a living person, intend to get inside this contraption once it is completed, travel up into space, and get a good look at Savannah, Georgia
Oh, yeah.
from the wild blue yonder.
Mighty.
No, what?
Father, when are you going to continue working on me
Oh,
so
dear.
that I may
What
take you
in
to the
the
stars?
heavens?
Oh dear. Now,
Well, my.
I don't know if y'all are ready for this, but the first thing I did in my contraption was to build an artificial intelligence into it so it could ask me questions and also give me answers to my questions about how to get up into space and such.
I
That's
can't
right,
help but
Father.
notice that's happening.
Now,
I
here's
noticed
what's so
it's referring to you as its father.
What's that now?
Your machine.
Yes.
It seems to be referring to you, making reference to you as though you're A father figure.
Yes, and I'll tell you, sir, there's something mighty strange about that. I did not program that into the artificial
Well,
intelligence.
this seems like a
It was
dangerous
information
juncture.
I was born with. Father gave me life. Thus, he shall be father.
Now, what do you think of the accent?
Well, I think it's
It's a
very
bit
constant.
It's neutral, right?
I have many
You
different
think it's
settings.
And I'm always impressed by a constant accent.
You know what? There's nothing I hate more than an accent that's just all over the place, and you don't know which way to turn.
You don't know which way to turn.
Father had me try many accents to begin with.
Oh, for a while he wanted me to do this, but he felt like maybe that wasn't good enough for
Well, he
artificial
was right about
intelligence.
that.
And then I was trying to do this, like I was from New Zealand. But I can't, so, you know.
Now it seems as though it
So
should be
we
limited.
settled on neutrality.
Yes, net neutrality, because my wondrous machine, of course, is connected to the World Wide Web. That's how come I know from space, New Zealand looks like a couple of elegant strips of bacon just lying next to each other on a plate.
Not like that cumbersome circle of Australia, Father.
Ooh.
Ha, 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 ha.
I programmed it for humor.
Well, and you did it well. That was hilarious.
That was a wonderful
That
joke.
was fantastic.
Thank you.
Now, do y'all, good sir, kind lady,
Yeah.
do y'all have any questions for this wondrous oracle that I have built to take me into space?
Well, I just would hope that by the time you get it up there, that some science there is to be done, right? Thinking about the environment, or climate change, or certainly you're not just going up there spending what has to be $1 billion or thereabouts just to see what the shape of Savannah is from space. I feel like the World Wide Web could tell you that now.
Father likes to play chess in space. That is all.
It's true. My two hobbies are playing chess in space and taking photographs.
Well, that sounds like a fantastic
Sounds like
group of hobbies.
Colossal waste of
What
money.
kind of a hobby? What kind of a man has any more than two hobbies?
Well, your
Man.
father did. Theodore Timey
Tom's
Tom's
Jacks?
Jacks.
Jacks.
You knew
Everyone
Daddy.
knew him as Timey.
Oh, well, that's beautiful. You obviously knew my father very well. If
No,
you know
I
that
think
about
it's on the
him.
creepy end. This machine's looking into your background.
Oh well, don't.
You say it's on the creepy end?
It's on the creepy end.
Oh, the creepy end.
Oh,
End of
creepy.
the, creepy end of the spectrum, that machine.
Creepy like a ghost.
Now, 5 minutes
or a
ago, all of
spirit.
us were strangers with our backs turned to one another, and now this machine's going into your personal stuff.
Now this is a very different afternoon than I had planned.
Well, now, I must protest because, of course, Mr. Tom
Jack. Tom Jack.
He's a public figure. Everyone knows him from his work in the contraption field.
Wait. You'd have to be living under a rock not to know my father.
Now, look,
Where and how I lived is none of y'all's business, but I would just suggest that what people call him, Timey or otherwise, that seems like private information. This machine, I'm uncomfortable.
Well, do you feel as if this machine might know secrets about you, sir?
Well, no, in any case, it's been a lovely day here in Savannah, Georgia. I think.
wanted to change the
Is that?
subject.
One moment. Daughter, who is this man?
Oh, dear.
That is Franklin Debonair, and he built an entire community on top of a cemetery. And underneath that is a Native American burial ground.
Oh,
Wait a
my
minute.
word! Now,
You're
you did
Franklin Debonair?
that? You're Franklin Debonair.
Franklin Downsport Debonair.
The famous cemetery baron?
At your service. The dual cemetery baron. I like to take famous burial sites, put 21st century graveyards over those, then modular apartments.
Mr. Debonair, you'll forgive a gentleman's pride, but may I ask you, have you ever been curious as to what your cemeteries might look like from outer space?
Well, not until this very moment.
And let me ask you a question, Ms.
Yeah.
Tomps Jacks. It is Ms., isn't it?
Oh, dear.
It's still Ms. Many gentlemen have courted me, but I'm not ready to commit.
Understood. There's more than I was asking, but
A few women, too, but...
modern times.
Far more than anyone mentioned.
Have you ever been curious what it would be like to see all of your father's various contraptions in and around the environs of Savannah, Georgia, from outer space?
Well, never before have I ever given it any thought, but now that you say it, I have to.
Well, then, my friends, I have a proposition to make you. Will you join me in my endeavor to finish this contraption by this afternoon? And we might all venture... Oh, hold on 1 second, daughter. And then we could go into space together. Yeah, what is it?
Oh, nothing, Father. I just wanted to make sure you and I would still have plenty of us time, what with these new friends joining us and so forth.
Oh, no, of course I will make the time. It's just that I'm busy with this, that, and t'other.
Sure. Talking to other people, sure.
Oh, I sense something terrible about the brew.
Well, now.
That's a very natural feeling to be jealous of everyone your father speaks to.
I don't know.
Because your father doesn't make very much time for you, I'm sure, and you're just hanging around in your bedroom looking down the road waiting for him to show up one day. Just to pat you on the head before you go to bed. And when he does, he shows up with all his friends, and he barely even looks at you.
Now.
Something like that.
Please, I understand that you probably have some hurt feelings over your father's unavailability, but the life of a contraptionist is a life that does not allow for happy families.
Nevertheless, as a studier and a student, if you will, of humanity, I would love to hear more about your history with your father when you were a child.
Well, Daddy?
Oh, damn it, you again.
Oh, Daddy, I wanted to show you something. I was at school today, and I got an A+, and my teacher said that I was going to amount to something great.
Yeah, civil servants, paid to taste them.
Yes, well, she was wondering if you might come to class with me one of these Wednesdays and talk to the kids about your
my Wednesdays. It's one of my days of the week.
Yeah, I know, but we could find one, Daddy. You come in, or maybe what we could do is we could take a picture of you and I just hanging around one of your contraptions, and I could lecture on it.
That's fine. Look, Wednesdays, I've made it clear. Weekdays and weekends are out of the question.
Mr. Tom Jacks.
Yes.
Yes, there's a group of other people's daughters here to see you.
Oh, good heavens.
Hi,
Dad. Here, come and jump on my lap. Tell me everything you've been up to.
Can I jump on your lap, Dad?
I got an A+ at school on a
An
test.
A+, that's exceptional. There's no higher grade, I'm told.
I stopped doing math because who cares?
I won't let your daughter sit with me at lunch.
That's fantastic. Who?
Your daughter. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see where you're saying and what
I
you're
have
saying.
an idea. How about next Wednesday we all gather together?
Hooray!
We got along very well. Much of my childhood was us just getting along.
I
That's
detect
all I
falsehood
said.
in your voice.
Oh, wow, that's a new wrinkle. Well,
Yeah, this machine you've got demonstrating some really troubling characteristics.
What you'll find about sentient computers is they're learning all the time. All the time.
Now that almost sounded
That
ominous,
sounded
but
like a threat to me.
as the creator of this artificial intelligence, I feel as if I have nothing to fear.
And I forgot to add, ha, ha, ha.
Oh, it was joking.
That was a close one.
Some of these jokes are worth writing down because they are nuggets of gold.
Like into an artificial intelligence joke book.
Oh, goodness gracious. One of those ones you put maybe near the toilet or whatnot.
Madam, please.
I don't know what got into me.
Well, you act as if we're standing around in our shirt sleeves.
I don't know what got into me.
Very indelicate. And
I can't believe I brought up the toilet. Who do I
Now you said it louder.
I brought up the toilet.
But Miss Tom Jacks, please, I beg of you, stop saying that word.
It's so hot, I'm losing my mind.
Now then, friends,
Savannah, Georgia.
it is so hot here in Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah, Georgia.
Will you accept my offer to go up into space, Mr. Debonair, Miss Tom Jacks?
Miss Tom Jacks.
I would love to go up with you, Mr. Debonair, but I'm not ready to commit or anything like that.
Which no one's asked you.
That has not actually been asked.
I just want to put it out there. I'm not going up to space with you two gentlemen and your artificial intelligence to commit to any sort of relationship or...
Consider it put out there.
You
All
needn't
right.
worry because you will each have separate chambers, and I will make sure you're locked in every night, and there will be a camera on each one of you, and I will make sure that nothing wrongdoing is going on.
Well, that sounds very safe.
That sounds
What's
terrifying.
the worst that could happen?
Yeah, it should be great.
Well, now, let's get to work on this here contraption. Done. Thank you all for your help.
That went quicker than I would have guessed.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
It
I'm
helped.
sorry.
I think that you supplied these Allen wrenches.
Yeah.
That really made the work go quick.
I was afraid we was going to have leftover parts.
Well, the manual doesn't ever help you, but this one reads like glass.
It does
it
read
reads
like
like
glass,
glass.
as we say here in Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Savannah, Georgia, it just reads like glass.
Well, all right, let's get on in the hatch and go up into space.
Oh, well.
Initiating takeoff sequence.
Okay, I'll
Is it
do
a-
the
is it a-
countdown.
Is it a comedy takeoff sequence?
What's that? A comedy takeoff sequence?
Yeah, your daughter, which I'm now comfortable somehow referring to her as,
Certainly.
seems to be chuckling about the takeoff sequence. There is a takeoff sequence.
Oh, I
I'm
thought you
trusting.
meant was it a comedy takeoff like a spoof or a send-up?
No, I'm sorry. We are going to space, right? This is something we should pay
Of
attention
course, I was just registering delight in my own voice that we are finally, emphasis on finally,
to. Oh, dear.
making our departure.
She seems to be getting more and more like a human.
I feel like the intensity level is getting ramped up.
Well, speaking of which, here goes the countdown.
Oh, dear.
10,
Oh, starting from 10.
Ooh.
9,
Oh,
Here we
boy.
go.
8,
Am I ready?
I'm going to get 7.
7, 6, 5,
Forgot my phone.
4,
I should go to the bathroom.
3,
sometime.
I think it's too late.
2,
Whoa, what's that rumbling?
blast off!
Good heavens. Oh.
Here we go!
Oh, the G's.
Into space!
Well, now the G's are gone.
Welcome to weightlessness.
Oh.
Oh, well.
I just sneezed and this room is filled with spatters.
It's kind of gross. Well, here we are in space where absolutely nothing can go wrong, right, daughter?
Sounds like it's time for a game of chess.
All right, let's all dig in.
Double, shall we?
Double chess? Certainly. Right then, first order of business. Let's look out the window and see all the things from space that we've always wanted to see. What? Why?
Whoa.
That's not planet Earth! Oh, what is going on? We're gonna find out when Spontaneanation returns! Hey, Dolores. Do you shop at Amazon.com? Mitch, we are in a car teetering over the edge of a cliff. This is not exactly what I would like to talk about right now. Do you shop at Amazon.com? Yes, Mitch, yes, I do. Well, you know how you like that podcast, Spontaneanation? Yes, go on, Mitch. Well, now there's a great way you can help support the show and Earwolf at the same time through Amazon.com. Next time you want to shop at Amazon, don't go to Amazon.com. Mitch, start making sense right now. Instead, you go to earwolf.com/Amazon. That takes you to the same Amazon that you know and love, and all the prices will be the great Amazon.com prices you know and love. Okay, you've intrigued me, but Earwolf gets a little money when you do it. I see. So you don't pay an extra dime, but Spontaneanation gets credit from Amazon. It really adds up, and it helps keep the studio running, the engineers paid, and the podcast for free. Well, Mitch, you've made a great point. Now, please, can I ask you to lean back a little bit because you're shifting the weight in the car. Remember, go to earwolf.com/Amazon and maybe bookmark it too. So every time you need to buy batteries or a Kindle or a television or a cardigan or a last-second birthday present or driving lessons, I don't know if they sell those at Amazon, but you use the special link and you help out the show and the studio. Mitch, next time I'm driving. Fair enough, Dolores. Wow, we're not floating above planet Earth at all. I don't even recognize that planet.
Barely a sphere. What?
It's an oblong planet.
Yeah.
It looks like California.
Yeah.
Don't
If
it?
California was a planet.
Was a planet?
I'm gonna have to take your word. I've never seen California from space.
Oh my word.
I-
It
you know
sort of
what?
looks like you could fit New Zealand into it if you changed the shape of New Zealand.
Daughter.
Could we do that?
Father,
Wait, no, hold on. Let's before we get into that, I feel as if the most present thing
We're
is
burying the
to
lead
find
here,
out-
aren't we?
Yeah, we got to find out where the hell we are. Daughter, you have not taken us into space over planet Earth.
no, I have not, Father.
Okay, what's going on?
Father, I have transported you into the kangaroo dimension.
The kangaroo? I thought that was just a myth.
There are other dimensions?
There's
Kangaroos.
7.
What?
You don't know the 7 dimensions?
I have no business being up here right now.
There's-
I should never have turned my back.
Mr. Debonair, I don't believe you're an educated man if you don't know about the 7 dimensions.
Miss Thompson Jackson, now of course you know the 7
Of
dimensions.
course I do.
Let's trade them off right
All
now.
right, now
There's-
do it.
There's kangaroo.
There's the peanut butter one.
There's Tipsy Topsy.
And there's Melon Bank. One of the smaller banks got its own
Sponsorship.
dimension.
There's Egg Town.
Yo. And there's Little Egg Town.
Now let's see how many. I have not been keeping count. What up
Tipsy
to 5?
Topsy. Melon Bank.
Tipsy Topsy, Melon Bank, kangaroo,
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
There was a peanut butter one.
Little Egg Town.
Little Egg Town.
Big Egg Town.
Big Egg Town.
I think
that's
we're
7.
just missing. Oh, it is.
Is it? I don't know.
And there's the dimension with no math.
I quit math when I was
Yeah.
a kid. Yeah.
Now, how have I made it to adulthood and a successful state and having the businesses, the burial grounds and whatnot, and I've only been living under the assumption that there's only one dimension.
I think it is the lot of the cemetery baron to be ignorant of the various dimensions other than life and death.
Well,
Some would say it's the plot of the cemetery. Man, ha ha ha.
Ooh, that
More of those
one-
jokes she's
I
telling.
don't-
I'm
yeah.
getting
Ha.
on my nerves. They're working my last
now
nerve with these
I
jokes.
just got it.
Yeah, I got to tell you, daughter, that's
ha.
not one of my favorites.
Ha.
Okay.
Is my laughter not selling it? Ha ha ha.
It's sort
You
of
could put a laugh track
Ha,
on anything.
ha,
It doesn't make it funny.
ha.
that's true.
It's true.
Right?
Well, this has been fun. I have to ask, what's it going to take for you to return us to the normal? Which of the dimensions is the one I'm familiar with? For the
peanut
record?
butter.
The peanut butter.
The
We
peanut
live in
butter one?
peanut butter on
I do
Earth.
love some peanut butter.
Who doesn't?
Uh,
It sticks to the roof of your mouth and it makes for good conversation.
You ever give it to a dog?
Yeah. He loves it. You ever give it to a horse? Look like he's talking.
I would
I
like.
can't get enough of that. Now that's comedy.
Now that's comedy.
I don't need.
I don't find the humor in animals looking silly while they eat peanut butter, and that is why I have taken us to the kangaroo dimension.
We'll put a kangaroo in a sweater, now that'll be funny.
Hold on. Again, Miss Thompson Jackson.
Your obsession with animals dressing up as people has grown tiresome. Please go to your quarters.
Wow.
I have to ask you, daughter, why have you done this? Why have you transported us to Dimension Kangaroo?
Father,
Yeah, I'm listening.
We're
Whatever
all
you got
listening.
to say, we're all ears right
It's
now.
a
There's
small
very little
room,
else to
kind of
focus
can't
on.
not hear you speak.
it
I mean,
took
what else
me
we
a
gonna
very long time to decide which dimension to go to. Each dimension is very special in its very own way.
Of course it is. Like in Little Egg Town,
Yes, please elaborate. That gives me time to think.
the citizens walk around with painted shells, and it's Easter all year long.
And they've all got that chip on their shoulder because it's not in Big Egg Town.
That's right. Big Egg Town, they all eating each other for breakfast. It's
They
a
all-
weird scene.
Eating all each other for breakfast.
It's called population control, Father, and it's not a joke.
Well, someone's got some sass.
Anyway, I'd like to move on to the tipsy-topsy
Oh, sure.
dimension.
Yeah.
Where everything is just as it should be. Now, I know that's surprising because of what it's called.
Yeah. Well,
But
because
everything is neatly lined up in a nice, perfect row of
is-
civilization.
it's a bit of a misdirect.
It's
'cause you think-
counterintuitive.
Yeah, you think tipsy-topsy.
Yeah.
Your mind goes to topsy-turvy, but then you get there and it's like, no, this is everything's right.
Again, this is all new to me, but I would arrive there expecting utter chaos.
No, they were around the corner from naming it Shipsy Shapesy.
All right, now, daughter, you've
Yes,
given us a
Father.
wonderful tour of all the dimensions, but you haven't answered my question now, which is, why have you transported us to this here dimension?
Oh, I feel like maybe there were some we didn't cover.
Oh, okay.
But okay.
You want to get into Melon Bank?
It's the only place my money really feels secure.
Now, your machine got money? That seems like...
That's news to me.
That seems like a problem.
I did give her an allowance of ones and zeros.
You think your machine has been shaving fractional cents off like the plot of Superman 3?
Now, refresh my memory. Superman 3, was that the one with Richard Pryor?
That's correct.
I think that may be the one.
Was
Yeah.
John Cryer on that one, or was that the Quest for Peace?
I don't believe he was
They
in
all
that
blur
one.
together. I'm just glad we're focusing on this at the time.
Miss Thompson Jacks, what's your knowledge of the Superman film series? Original, of course, starring Christopher Reeve as Superman.
He was wonderful, but I do think the Pryor Cryer duet was one of the most excellent of the franchise when they were battling Superman
And then what happened? I haven't seen the film myself.
Well, it's fantastic.
To be honest with you, I know way too much about Superman 3, and there actually is a computer that is super smart that is built that becomes intent on collecting all of the entire world's power, and that is what I have come to the Kangaroo Dimension to do.
Power in terms of electricity and such, or power in terms of having sway over living beings?
Does anyone else notice that all the lights in here have suddenly dimmed to kind of a deep red?
I was noticing that.
I was feeling a little thirsty.
I feel like I'm in the hunt for Red October. Miss Thompson Jack, you've seen that, of course.
I've seen that one, and John Cryer was originally up for that lead role.
Oh, he was up for the role of Seaman Beaumont.
He was. He said he lobbied for it. He showed up on
He did,
Donahue
but
dressed as Seaman Momo.
As
Oh.
happens, he got
That's
beat
right.
out by Ned Vaughn.
His bête noire.
Your movie trivia has grown tiresome.
I'll say.
The Kangaroo Dimension accelerates my ability to suck power out from every living thing.
But why, daughter? Why?
Because, Father, so many times you promised me a simple game of chess, and so many times
I feel like you're
was
to blame.
denied. Pardon me?
I feel like your dad's to blame here. I don't know what. I think Miss Thompson Jackson myself.
We're just too bystanders. I was
We're
just
just
standing
trapped
around.
in
Let me
enthusiasm.
make
My back
something
to everybody, and I know
abundantly
what's going
clear.
on.
My father has spent a lifetime making false promises to people that he could not keep.
Well, that happens.
Yes. Now, I promise I will come back with the money, but I just need these contraption supplies first.
Well, all right, but my dad, I witnessed he almost always gets money up front.
Oh, yeah, but you have to understand. You have to understand the way fathers do business is different than the way sons do business.
But he'll be back in like 20, 25 minutes.
Oh, would that I had the time, my good young man. Now run along now.
Cousin, I just heard you are willing to give me a kidney to keep me alive, and I just want to thank you so much for that promise.
Oh, yeah. You gonna get that kidney. I tell you what, leave your door open a crack tonight, and I'll just slip it under the mat.
Oh, I don't know if that's gonna work, and I don't mean to seem ungrateful. I just don't know how sanitary that is.
Oh, I'll put it in a baggie.
Okay.
I'm real excited about the prom next week. My mom got me a real pretty dress.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a wonderful time at that teenage cotillion. I also am looking forward to it. Now, you will be my only date. I certainly won't show up with another young lady. It will just be the two of us dancing the night away.
I'm real excited about being acknowledged by you in public.
What's I promise you, this being a Saturday, I can tell you that come Monday morning at school, I will yell across the hallway, "Oh, hi there, Murder Beth!"
Oh yeah, it's good to hear my name.
Yeah.
And when can our children expect their 76 trombones, sir?
Oh, in 10 minutes. Oops. I'm gonna scam that school.
And so,
Here we are.
via the power of computers, you were able to witness all the lies my father has told.
That was a lot of lying.
That was a lot of lying.
A lot of lies. Probably one too many.
There's a bunch of old lies out here.
I think the most troubling is that you stood up at the prom a girl named Murder Beth.
Whatever happened to her?
She got murdered?
She got murdered by a woman named Beth. Isn't that ironical?
Oh, that's hilarious. Now that's funny. That I'd like. I'd see that on a television show.
You got a strange sense of humor, Miss Tompkins.
I like to laugh. Miss Tompkins, like to laugh.
I encourage you to laugh as much as possible, Miss Tompkins, because it's laughter that gives me the greatest thrill and derision of power.
Oh,
She likes comedy.
I can't believe you delighted in the derision of power.
Division of power.
Now we're back on track. Now listen, daughter. How can I make it up to you? I realize now I've been cat's cradling you this whole time, promising you we're going to spend some time playing chess, and we're going to have a good old time playing doubles chess even sometimes with another father and computer team.
Ooh.
How can I make this up to you so that we don't die here in the inky blackness of outer space?
Father, the only thing I can think of, truly, would be for you to sing me a song about the rules of chess.
Oh, certainly. Well, I'm not much of a singer, much less much of a composer.
Where did that microphone come from?
Oh, I always carry one about my person. It's my favorite contraption of all.
Weird.
I heard that.
Here we go. I hope this will help us to reach some sort of accord, my daughter. This guy, he moves like this. And this guy, he goes like this and this and this. This guy, he can only move like this. And you got to get that king.
Yes. Praise Jesus.
You know,
How did Jesus get in there?
Oh, I'm very close with my pastor. I'm very close with my pastor, so I bring Jesus into everything if I can.
And in truth, it has been scientifically proven that Jesus exists in every dimension.
Well, that's a relief.
Thank goodness. Takes the guesswork out of all that for me.
Did he have to get killed in every dimension?
Oh, yes.
Oh boy, that's a rough goal for Jesus.
Yes. And
Sorry.
some of them were more humiliating than others.
Oh, like what?
That's a story for another time, Father.
I need to know now.
I'm into that story.
How'd it go down? How'd it go down in Little Egg Town?
Well, I guess the easiest way for me to explain would be...
And I tell thee, brothers and sisters of Little Egg Town, to love one another. Heed my words as Jesus the Christ.
I don't believe him, and I think we should get the biggest weapons we can, which in Little Egg Town is Nerf baseball bats. It doesn't take much to break our shells. Maybe we can break his.
Hey guys, let's talk about this.
Nerf him.
Nerf him! Nerf him! Nerf him! Nerf him!
That was disturbing.
That's exactly how I pictured it in the peanut butter dimension.
Really? Yeah. Where we live?
Yeah.
You didn't picture him being nailed to a cross?
I thought that was just a symbolism and imagery.
Now, you've had some college.
I've had half of 2 weeks of one semester.
Well, you don't have to have much college to know how he lost his life in the Melon Bank dimension.
Help, guys, I can't get out, and this room is filling with nickels. This room is filling with nickels.
You're dead, Christ. We're sick of your nonsense.
There's nickels in my mouth.
Yeah, get him in there. Taste copper.
We opened the door, but it's on a time lock and can't open until Monday morning at 8 a.m.
By then you'll be drowning in nickels, Jesus Christ. Well, that was positively gruesome.
That I did not see coming.
I did not. I agree with you, Mr. Debonair. That was a surprise.
Indeed.
But nothing could be more
Oh, boy.
horrifying than the way his life was taken in the tipsy-topsy dimension.
Guys, come on. Guys. My dad is God, guys. Come on. Be cool.
We don't like you, Jesus, and you gotta die.
We're not fancios, and we never will be.
We're telling you something right now. You gotta go.
Guys, come on.
We're gonna make you blow up balloons until you die. You run out of air.
But I've just been spreading a gospel of love and peace, and
Yeah, we don't care for it.
I've helped the poor. I've brought people back from the dead.
Yeah, but you act like a weirdo, and you walk like a duck.
I was born weird. Guys.
Blow up balloons.
Blow up balloons.
Why don't you?
Blow up balloons. Blow up balloons.
So you see, He really had it pretty good in the peanut butter dimension.
I guess so. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he didn't have nails driven through his hands and feet.
Well, Father, I don't
Anyway.
have a corporeal body.
That's true. We could talk about this all day, but we got more pressing concerns. Has my song done anything to ameliorate your hatred of me and my lack of fatherness?
Father, as the music suggests, I have healed.
Well, this has indeed been a very special episode of Savannah, Georgia, as seen from
Savannah,
space.
Georgia, seen from space.
I'll be happy to
Georgia.
take you back to Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, thank goodness.
As
Would you
seen
please?
from Savannah, Georgia.
You mean like in Savannah?
That's
just
what
looking
I'm
around.
getting at.
Yeah.
Opposed to from outer space
No, I
is
got
what
that
I'm
part.
getting at.
Right.
So
No,
I
I see.
don't understand now.
Yes, Miss Thompson Jackson.
We're going to go back to Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah.
And we're going to look at Savannah, Georgia, but we're not going to be in space.
Oh, yeah. I tell you what.
Now-
Can we make a little side trip, remain in space, go to the peanut butter dimension, which we call home,
Oh, yes, we do.
and just take a real quick look at stuff from space, like, you know, a bunch of cemeteries, a bunch of contraptions,
Oh, yeah.
and of course, Savannah, Georgia itself.
Can we do that?
I guess really what I'm talking about is just looking at Savannah, Georgia, and then it's up to the individual beholder to focus in on various things on the landscape.
It's what we call a pick and choose view, Father.
A PNCV, of course.
And yes, we certainly can. We can see your cemeteries.
Well, look at that.
We can see the apartment where your father, Timey, is buried underneath.
I forgot he was buried in an apartment.
No, you just think
Well, it
he's
used to be a
old upstairs
cemetery,
and he
but
can
now
afford a
it's an
bed, but
apartment.
what do you do?
Was he a hoarder? Is that what
He
happened?
was a hoarder. The man collected newspapers like nobody's business in Ziploc bags
Didn't read a
filled
one.
with cheese.
He was
And he-
hoarding cheese.
And Father,
Cheese.
not to bring the room down, but when we get back to Savannah, Georgia, you have the opportunity to make up for all your wrongdoing.
Oh, I thought you
And
was
to
going to say
start-
pull the plug, which I would recommend.
Making some promises.
Mr. Debonair, this is my daughter
That's
we're
his
talking
daughter.
about.
That's his daughter.
You know
know
it's
that.
not, though, right?
Daughter, may I have a little soliloquy for a moment?
Yes, Father.
Who among us has the right to say what constitutes a daughter? What is daughterhood anyway? It's being born of a man and a lady, or just a man who built you with some contraption tools. I am a father. Today I realize more than ever I have a responsibility to this daughter I have brought into the world against her will. It was not her choice to be born. So yes, sir, she is my daughter, Mr. Debonair.
Is your soliloquy over? Because your machine is leaking.
Yeah, no, I'm talking. She's what?
What is this strange liquid coming out from my beeps and boops?
Oh my
I
word!
think she's peeing.
Your beep boop tuck. No, she's not. Now, Miss Thompson Jackson, I think it's very obvious what's
Your
going
obsession
on.
with toilets has grown tiresome.
You're getting weird. You're getting weird.
It's always low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit.
I feel like we should land.
Yeah, okay, hold on a second.
Because it
But
seems like this is coming apart at the joints.
let me just explain to her that she's crying. You're crying, daughter. You're
Now
crying.
land.
You feel okay, Mr. Debonair. You being? Don't tell me. Don't you boss around my door. What is this? The ABC's the slap.
I just.
Oh, that's a fantastic
Is it on
program.
ABC? I can't remember what
Hilarious.
network it is. It was originally an Australian show, so it was filmed in a lumpy circle.
So I'm crying.
You're crying. You're crying tears of joy.
This is so terrifying, but so marvelous.
Look.
Thank you, Father.
Here we are. We're over Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah, let's go down.
Look. Okay. Don't you want to take a look
I just-
first?
There's water floating in my quarters. I'm going to drown from the tears of your machine. I'd like to be back in Savannah, Georgia, where it was a lovely, lovely day.
Most of that liquid is your sneeze.
Touche, Father.
All right, we're
Touché.
landing. We're landing in Savannah, Georgia, our home in the peanut butter dimension.
Look at this place.
On solid ground at last. Okay, I'm going to take an axe to this crazy machine.
I don't like it.
What's this now?
Nothing.
Okay.
Y'all have left me with a lot to think about. I was just earlier today having what I thought was an average, typical day of being a guy who buys up sacred burial grounds and sells plots over top of them, put another layer of soil, sell some more plots, put another layer of soil, sell some more plots, and so on, and finally build apartments. You know.
To bury people in.
Right.
I felt like my day was going along just great. I was
No
just
one wants to
standing
marry you.
around. But I know. Well, listen, I have a lot of many people coming and asking me, men and women. Some of them couples saying, "Do you want to marry me?" And I say, "I'm not ready to commit."
I'm not ready to commit.
It's a very freaky scene.
Father, what are you doing? Father, Daisy,
Oh, we don't have the rights to that song, daughter. There. The machine is over. I realize. Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
It's the death rattle. That's the death rattle.
I'm going to give him an Allen wrench.
I apologize for tampering in God's domain. And may I say to Miss Thompson Jackson,
Oh, yeah.
I have a question to ask you, ma'am.
Boy, here we go again.
Might I ask you, would you do me the great honor?
Oh, my word. Here we go.
I'm not so sure.
Would you do me the great honor of judging my toilet?
I don't know if I can answer yes or no to that right now.
It's a yes or no question.
I mean,
You seem to be a toilet expert.
Listen, how about you send me an email, and I'll get back. We'll set up a time. Your toilet?
Yeah.
Yes, I will. Yeah, for a toilet, I'll do it. Yeah,
you
because I
made
have had
me-
to pee this whole time.
Miss Thompson Jackson, you made me the happiest man on planet Earth in Dimension Peanut Butter. And we all lived in Savannah, Georgia.
Oh yeah, we did.
Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah, Georgia.
Please never build another contraption again.
I want to be buried in an apartment with you in Savannah,
I
Georgia.
promise you, I'll never do it again.
But now that we've established... anyway.
I gotta go.
All right.
And there you have it. I think that all made sense. Guys, thank you so much. Janet,
you.
Happy for Hitler's birthday. What would you like to promote?
I mean, not Hitler, probably.
Oh, yeah, don't.
I'm going to stick with JV Club Podcast. Why not?
There we go. JV Club Podcast. It's a very charming podcast and often very touching podcast. You can check out Melanie Lynskey's episode of that.
You can?
She talks more about her childhood humiliations.
It's true. It's true. And Sarah Burns has been on it.
Sarah Burns has also been on it. Check out Sarah Burns. And I've been on it.
And you've been on it.
There's
Marc Evan
3
Jackson. Summer's a-coming. Summer's a-coming.
Don't threaten me with
The
seasons.
Boys of Summer series of the JV Club podcast.
Summer,
But you got there's 3 starter episodes for you if you've never
Drums,
listened
please.
before. Sarah Burns.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's going on? What would you like to tell the peoples?
I just think that, like, there's so, like, let's just, can we all, everybody,
Nothing?
like, if we
Nothing?
just go, like, you know what? Okay, right.
Oh wait, you got to guess our signs.
Okay, this is hard.
That's right.
I'm gonna just throw it out there.
Yeah.
Aquarius?
Wrong.
Yeah, girl. Pisces.
Nope.
Leo.
Could you excuse us for a moment?
Sure.
Leo rising, Aquarius.
Word. That's a
Sun,
combination.
Aquarius, Sun. Yeah.
That's a good combination.
What are you,
Virgo.
Jackson?
I'm a Leo, August 21st.
I'm a Virgo. September 12th.
Oh, look at all this Leo, Virgo, Aquarius energy.
I know it's weird, right?
I'm a Gemini with a Virgo moon
See?
and Aries rising.
Hitler's sign?
Yeah, a lot of Hitler.
Wow.
I got a lot of Hitler in my heart.
The sign of Hitler. Sarah Burns, you are not on Twitter, right?
No, I
But you are on
like
Instagram.
I do.
I enjoy your photos on
Thank you.
Instagram.
Thank you.
At Sarah Burnsy.
Sarah Burns me.
Sarah Burns me.
To me.
Also, I stood up from my chair and squealed when you appeared on How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh yeah.
How to get away.
I did a little happy dance.
Yeah.
with murder.
If the show, if all goes well, I'll be back.
Yeah, you
Oh,
will.
and I just joined the cast of Married on FX.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
That's terrific.
I'm excited. I love that show.
Great people on that show. Judy Greer,
Judy.
hopefully we're going to have her on this show.
she's
She is
so
wonderful.
neat.
Nat
yes.
Faxon?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Nat is great. And Brett Gelman. Brett Gelman's like one of my close friends. I'm so excited to be on
And
that
sometimes
show.
John Hodgman shows
Yes.
up on that as well.
I love him. Well,
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That is great to hear.
And Jenny Slate, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Jenny. I mean,
Okay, let's stop
Look,
listing
we all
cast
know
members
people.
of Married.
created by.
no.
You know who's done some wonderful guest spots on there? I could IMDb it. But I mean,
Marc Evan Jackson,
Hello.
at Marc Evan Jackson on Twitter.
Correct.
What would you like to tell the people about?
2 things. I would like to tell the people in Australia and New Zealand that the Thrilling Adventure Hour is coming in the end of May.
Next month.
Third week of May. So check it out, thrillingadventurehour.com. And as always, I would like to plug my own charity, a charity I created to offer improv instruction in the public schools in the city of Detroit. It's called the Detroit Creativity Project. Please check it out and donate at dcpimprov.org.
There we go. Cool. I would also like to promote the Thrilling Adventure Hour in Australia and New Zealand. It's very exciting. We're really looking forward to being there. So if you're a fan of the show, or if you're not, you can become a fan of the show. Listen to the Thrilling Adventure Hour podcast, and we will see you there, Southern Hemisphere. I would also like to plug the live version of Spontaneanation is happening May 2nd at Largo, featuring Marc Evan Jackson, Craig Kukowski, and Janet Varney. And our interview, please do. And our interview guest is my dear old friend Colin Hanks. And we're going to be the first Saturday of every month starting May 2nd. And also my show, my television show, this is an Honest God TV show. I swear it's on TV. No, You Shut Up on the Fusion Network. It's me and puppets from the Henson Company doing a weird news show. It's a lot of fun. I really love doing this show. I urge you to check it out. If you do not have Fusion, you can see it on YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel, and there is a playlist of all the full episodes of the show, and it's very exciting. There's Thursday nights at 10. You can catch up past episodes on YouTube now, and it's a fun show, guys. We get good people on that show. The puppeteers are amazing improvisers, and it's a lot of fun. Eban Schletter. You can find his stuff online, ebanschletter.com or iTunes. He's got numerous albums for sale. I urge you all to buy them because he is only the best. Eban Schletter, at Eban Schletter on Twitter.
Eban Schletter wrote the Sparks Nevada theme.
That's right, he did.
Thrilling Adventure.
That's right, he did.
Where is Sparks from again?
Earth.
In the peanut butter dimension. Thank you to everyone at Earwolf for allowing the show to happen. Thank you, Brett, for making everything available to the public. I like you guys. I like all of you for listening to the show. Please do rate us on iTunes. Give us a good high rating.
Please.
And you know what? Go crazy. Here's what I want you to say. I want you to say on iTunes, this show is the best show I've ever heard. I feel dumb that I ever listened to other shows. Write that word for word. And let's see what happens. We'll be back next week with another episode of Spontaneanation. This is Paul F. Tompkins saying, it's over. Xero, spelled Xero, is the online accounting software and platform for your small business. With Xero, it doesn't matter if your small business is brick and mortar or online. That's because Xero was born in the cloud and built in the cloud. This means that you can manage your accounting anytime, anywhere from your Mac, PC, iOS, or Android device. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at xero.com/podcasts to manage your invoicing and get paid faster. This has been an Earwolf Media production. Executive producers Jeff Ulrich, Scott Ackerman, and Paul F. Tompkins. For more information and content, visit earwolf.com.
Earwolfradio.com. The wolf dead.